Hello, it's going to be part 2 of Lawrence Wollersheim speaking on his yacht to all of the ex-Scientologists, anonymous people, or people that oppose Scientology, and help from many attorneys and other people. It's going to be August 8, 2008, and this is part number 2.
4, and I need to sit and listen. Want to flip to the next slide? Reforming Scientology, sharing ideas on what to do, how to do it, and why we do it. Next slide. Okay, 3 goals that FactNet has, and I think in some ways we're aligned with Anonymous. Having Scientology's top executives and lawyers face criminal charges so that finally real change can take place within Scientology. Scientology hasn't changed in 50 years. It's continuing to do the same damage. It is incapable of changing internally. It has a system which kills internal change. It keeps repeating the same actions. There is no hope that Scientology will reform itself internally. It is only forces outside of itself who use ethical, legal, and creative ways that will force it to change and reform itself. Second goal, having all victims of Scientology's human rights abuse receive full financial restitution and help restore and repair their lives. Scientology takes, $200,000 to $500,000 per person in the first 5 years by getting these people to sell everything they own, to borrow beyond what they can pay back. This includes critics. If a critic is harmed, they should get full restitution for the damage done. If you don't take the profit out of wrongdoing, they keep doing it. Scientology keeps doing it because it's making tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars every year doing mind control. Last thing, stopping the advanced mind control experiments going on secretly within Scientology to prevent a beyond Orwell's 1984 scenario from occurring due to the spread of this technology. Scientology uses 4th generation mind control. First generation was in the secret societies and turned them into fanatics. I won't go into a whole thing on that. Second generation occurred with Russian and Chinese scientists creating the first psychological mind control linked into the empirical tactics of coercion that the cults discovered, the early cults, to create their fanatical members. Third generation occurred in the 60s when classic psychological coercion techniques combined with classic secret society techniques were combined in group settings and advanced without bars or prisons or starving. The technology got so good you didn't have to do these things, and you could do them in group sessions. And that's when Scientology first started. When they first started, this technology was just going into 3rd generation. We are in danger of 4th generation mind control creeping into corporations and into governments. And Scientology is the most advanced mind control experiment going on an unknown public. Who exactly is doing it, we don't know. We don't know if it's some alphabet intelligence agency in the United States that's now taken over or is defending Scientology because the value of these experiments are so, they couldn't do it themselves, but they have to keep it going because they need the information. This is a little radical, and tonight's a little radical night. There are people inside the intelligence agencies who believe that we always have to prepare for the worst case scenario. And if things get really bad in the world, we need a control technology. The Russians have it, the Chinese have it. Well, we have to study it, we have to have it too, and we have to have the best technology. If things go bad in the future, there are people that will use this technology in corporations and in governments, and rational thought, freedom as we know it, will disappear, and George Orwell's 1984 will look like a picnic compared to what 4th generation is like, hooked into computer technology, hooked into media control. So maybe these two are real. This is one of the main reasons I'm here. This stops the democratic flow of information. This stops social rationality that protects the future for everyone. We have a human commons imperative to never let this little monster out of the bottle, because once it's out, it's hard to get back in. Next slide. Okay, how can this be done? Part 1. Through the secure collection, analysis, compilation of all critical debriefings from former Scientology members and executives, which would then be given to government prosecutors around the world to bring credible criminal charges against senior Scientology executives and involved lawyers. The involved lawyers are the guys who hire the mental and morals rejects from the Vice Squad and from intel agencies, and they give them god-awful amounts of money and say, we don't really care how you do it, just do it. Get these problems stopped for us. The lawyers are as involved as Scientology executives. They've been bleeding millions and millions and millions of dollars out of Scientology. This group has to face criminal charges. The reason we have to do getting all these fragmented debriefings, Scientology runs on intelligence agency policy. It never lets any one member in the intelligence operations or any other operations see more than they could see to put it together to indict or to bring them down. And the only way to bring them down with their criminal background is to reassemble all these people they spit out, all these people they burned, and get their debriefings, get them put together, and put the puzzle together, and then give it to government prosecutors. The government is lazy. This is very difficult work. They don't want to spend the money. They would rather go after easier things. White-collar crime is not a big thing for them. I'll say enough of that. What is needed to be done to make that happen? Okay, we have a limit to the technology we understand and use at FactNet. We want to set up the most secure, anonymous database that could possibly be done and allow former members to anonymously enter their information and give another group access to analysis, compilation, and coordination with government people. This project will be hacked to death. Scientology will hire the best pros that exist to hack in, find out what we know, and to just stop it. So a little later in the night, I'll talk to you about how Anonymous, maybe there's some people in Anonymous who have gifts that they might find an interest, because I know you only do what is fun, and you only do what is challenging, and then you do what you want to do for no reason whatsoever. And I'm picking up a little bit culture. So
they're in our playground now.
Yeah, this is some serious stuff. This is one dimension that FactNet needs help. We need some white hat hackers. That's the best way to say it. Who are going to come in and pound our new security procedures and tell us where we're weak. Because if we don't get the best of the Joes to tell us what they see, the pros are going to eat our lunch. Mm-hmm. And this is too important. I mean, not only the pros that Scientology hires, it's pretty common knowledge that Scientology's cyber war is being followed by cyber war divisions in most major countries and most major intelligence areas. Because this is an amazing training ground of the battle for the mind in the future, the battle for ideas. So we're not just dealing with Scientology's pros, we're going to have everybody who wants to cut their teeth in some agency wanting to say, well, you know, you are as good as who you beat. So we're going to have a lot more people pounding on this system. So I'll go more into that in a little bit. How about the next slide? Okay. Next thing, assist and support current ex-Scientology members or other harmed critics and party in bringing individual lawsuits against Scientology before their statute of limitations runs out. I'm going to do the second part and I'm going to explain how they're related. while not merging good individual lawsuits into class